Hi guys, so the other day I was watching a video, I don't even know what it was from. I think it's from Tasty Dumplings, Dumpling something. Oh my gosh, Mikey Chan, I think his name is. He has like several million subscribers, so you might know of him. I have no idea, I just barely saw him the other day, but he used this little cooker to make some food, because I guess you could, it's portable, you can take it to work and just plug it in and it'll cook your little food, you know. And I thought that's kind of fun, but I cannot find it out here. I did order a couple of things on AliExpress, which of course are going to take weeks to get here, but I went to Amazon and I thought, well, maybe they have something on there. And they do have an electric lunchbox, several different types. This is a rice cooker. It says it's dainty and cute, easy to take. They had it in pink, they had it in white. The white one cost $4 or $5 more for some reason. Exact same things. It had a cute little panda on it though. But of course I chose pink. I think this was $24.99. And it's supposed to be similar, right? As far as that you can cook, obviously, other things. You can do this in any rice cooker though, really. Like those big ones or whatever. They have a steaming function or a pot, like a little tray, right? So I'm going to open this up because I want to check it out. It's like 6:30 in the morning. I don't really feel like eating right now. As you can see, I have a wok back here. I made some stir fry yesterday. So maybe I'll show you guys how you can reheat in it. Because you can just put food in there and let it heat up again. Maybe make some rice, of course. Maybe throw in something on top. I don't know, maybe some veggies or something else that I can cook. And then maybe I'll have some ideas for you guys as far as cooking other things. Because this is not like the... I mean, it is and it's not like the little cooker one. The other one has, like, that's what it's meant for, to cook different things. So the pots that are inside are a little bit different. This is kind of cute. It has its, like a soup ladle. I thought it was going to be a paddle. Your power plug, which is... a cord. One of the AliExpress, they have tons of these things. If you look up electric lunchbox or like electric bento box or just rice cooker, because they'll be in there too, or portable rice cooker. And of course the plugs are like for Europe. They're weird. So you have to make sure you pick US plug. On one of the companies I picked the US plug and the guy still told me, oh, it's 220 volts. Is that okay? And I said, I don't know. I use the US plug. I don't know about voltage, but I guess for us, I think it's normally like 110. So and then they never got back to me and they still haven't shipped it. So I don't know what's going on there. I might just cancel it, but that's the one I really wanted. So I'm like, oh, it's a bummer. But they do have their, like, to pick a US plug. So I don't know. Okay, so there's that. This is really cute. Super duper cute. You can see that. So of course it just has the cook and warm. All you do is basically turn it on, right? You're not going to choose one or the other. It's just when you turn it on, it's going to go to cook, and when the water's gone, it's going to go to warm. So these work a little bit differently. It says, I could fly to Paris. It's at my beck and call. Aww. And then over here it has an Eiffel Tower. And of course there it has some of your warnings. And it does say it's 200 watt power, 110 volts. See, I saw it when the guy told me 220. I think he thinks I don't care and I still want the regular, that weird plug, which my husband has an adapter for when he lived in South Korea, so I guess it wouldn't be the worst thing, but I kind of rather not, right? Okay, let me take that out. And then on the top, all you do is just boop, open that up, and there should be a measuring cup in here. Yeah, so it has a nice, oh, you know what? I used to have a Wolfgang Puck rice cooker that looks, I guess I have a whole book about recipes for it, because it was basically just this. And it had the same thing right here. You can take this off and wash it, which was awesome. Some other rice cookers I have, it's stuck on. I mean, you can wash it, but you can't really get behind the thing, and you're not really sure if all the liquid comes out of here. So this is cool, because you can, it looks like you can detach it. Yeah, I don't want to force it right now if that's not the case, but I'll read the instructions. But either way, that's good. Oh, I have some work to do. It has little rubber feet, and it has 2 sets, it looks like. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It looks like it needs 4. There's 2 holes here. I don't know if you're gonna put more in there, but there are 8 of these, and there are 4 little holes in the bottom. And this is kind of why I like this, because it has these little stainless steel trays. They might be aluminum. I don't know, it doesn't have a smell, so that's good. But this is where you might put your extra stuff if you have other things. Your little measuring cup for your rice. And this one I misquoted, or misstated. I said it works with water. This one does not. This one is basically a rice cooker, traditional. It's a cute little pot. I wouldn't put any of this stuff in a dishwasher because you never know. Like, this is like a coating, and I don't really know what they coated it with, so I'd rather not. But it has the nonstick on there. And then it has a little, in order to prolong the service of life of rice cooker, please dry the bottom of inner gallbladder and the surface. Now, I've never had a warning like this, but I've never ever put in like my rice cook pot that has like water or anything on here. I always dry it off and put it in there because to me, I think, you know, it's not electric, it's gonna heat up, but you don't want water in there. And this is just like your standard heater upper down there, your heating element, so that works good. And it also looks like it's non-stick on the inside, which is really cool. So the other ones that I'm telling you about, you pour water in here, the water starts boiling, and that's what heats up whatever little pots you put inside. But this is obviously a traditional rice cooker, so you're not gonna do that. You're just gonna put your rice and your water in here. If you have some veggies or like a piece of fish or something that you want to steam, you put that there, and the steam's gonna come up and cook it that way. You're gonna cover it up, right? I don't know if this has direction now, it doesn't matter. And I always put this flute or the little vent wherever I am not. So if it, you know, face it wherever you want to face it. And then plug it in. So pretty cool. It's very cute. It feels very sturdy. It feels like just like the one I had bought from Wolfgang Puck. And what happened with that one is I kept dropping it because I was storing it up high. And sometimes like I would drop the inner pot and it would get bent and I would bend it back into place. And finally, I think it just wasn't making rice as well as it used to. It was really sticky all the time. And I was like, yeah, just forget this. I'm gonna plug this in real quick just to see the lights turn on. They don't turn on automatically, but if I was to, well, it didn't turn on at all. Let's see what's going on here. Oh, I wonder if I have to have something in there for it to turn on. Okay, there we go. Sorry. I guess it was my plug, so that's off. You saw the light come on, right? I saw it come on. Maybe it takes a little second to come on. Well, we'll have to work with this because if this is broken, obviously I have to return it. And that's a good thing because I got it from Amazon, so it's not going to be a big deal. That was weird. Let's see if it's heating up. Oh, you know what? I think it has to have a certain amount of weight maybe in there. Okay, we'll see. Okay, so yeah, as I suspected, it kind of needs a weight to push it down, which is kind of interesting, but it did heat up. I put my hand in there and it was like really hot. So yeah, it just is a safety feature, I guess. But what's funny is like when you open it up, it tells you all about the electrics. I never read things like that. I have no idea what they're even showing me. And then, you know, after you put your food in there, it says you put it in there, turn on the power. If the cooking lamp on, that means the cooker normal working. So, well, like I showed you, the light kind of came on, that means it's fine. And then you press the switch button down to cook, right? And the cooking lamp stays on, means pre-steady state. Okay, so end of job button, self-release means the cooker enter the state of heat preservation. So just like any other rice cooker, it just pops up. It says cooking time of this. I'm not sure exactly which model this is, but it has different models and the cooking times, and gives you some information in case you have some like problems. You know, you have to check some things out. But what I'm gonna do is go ahead and put the little feet on, I guess, just so that, you know, it has something to grip. And yeah, so I'm just gonna pop these little guys in here. They're all the same. And like I said, it looks like it takes 4. There are some other spots here, but I don't think that means anything. So I'm going to push these in here really good. All right, I'll do it 1, 2, 3, 4. And like I said, maybe I'll reheat something in here. Well, I don't know if this thing's good for reheating. I think you're just going to cook. So I'll figure something out and I'll start doing a few different things. And it might not have any words, but you'll be able to see and what I do. Unless the kids are quiet, then there'll be words. All right, we'll be right back. Okay guys, so my daughter is awake, so we will see. I wrote down really quickly a recipe for making rice pudding, because I do like, in Mexico we call it arroz con leche, or my mom does. And the little quick recipe I found literally just needs 3 3/4 cup of milk, a cup of white rice, a 1/2 cup of sugar, and cinnamon to taste. Now, I'm going to tweak that just a little bit because the way we make our arroz con leche, rice pudding is different. You put it in the fridge. So basically these people are saying to put 2 3/4 cup of milk, your cup of rice, a 1/2 cup of sugar, and your cinnamon in here and let it cook through one cycle. And then when you bring it out, to add another cold cup of milk, just a cup of milk, and then put it in your fridge, you know. But we like to make it, or at least the way I grew up, it has a little bit of water and milk, okay? So it's kind of still super thin, and you eat it hot. So it's like a breakfast thing, arroz con leche. So it's a little bit different, but I did want to share that I did wash this piece. So basically, this is what came out of the lid. You're just gonna pop it back in there. So it can get dirty, you know, it's gonna get things splattered on it, and you just pop it out and pop it back in. So when you pull it out, just pull it out carefully because this is plastic, this knob. So you just wanna, it's a nice sturdy plastic, but it's plastic. I've already washed everything. We're not gonna need this silver tin. So for right now, I have a cup of rice, not rinsed through or anything like that. I'm gonna do a cup of water. And I'm still gonna do a full 2 3/4 cup in here of liquid. So I did a cup of water. Let me grab my milk. One thing about this new kitchen I'm in is that it has better lighting. I know the shadow's coming out here, but at least it's bright. My old kitchen used to look all yellow and orange. Oh, I hated that. And so there's 1 3/4. And that's it. And that almost takes us to as high as the amount of liquid this says they can take. And then cinnamon, I don't really do cinnamon, powdered cinnamon. We always do cinnamon sticks. So I'm still gonna throw in cinnamon sticks and we'll see what happens. But I'm just gonna take like half a stick of cinnamon. And I kind of break it up a little bit. I know it makes a mess, but there it is. Oh, it smells so good in my hands. So we're not using either one of these things. This little cup for the rice is really small, but I have a feeling it's cut down to size for that, because usually a rice scoop is 3/4 cup. It's not a full cup like this when they call it a cup of rice. And this is still, I mean, this is probably half a cup of actual rice. But anyway, we're not using that right now. I'm gonna bring this guy over. You could have poured everything in while this pot was in the rice cooker, but one thing I did notice when I went to wash it is that it already has a little chip here. It kind of drives me nuts because when Teflon starts chipping, you already know it's going to keep chipping. But let's go ahead and close it up. I'm going to plug it in. The little light came on, and see now that it has weight in there, it turned on no problem. Before it wasn't turning on because there was no weight in there holding it down. So now I'm just going to press it down and it stays locked down to cook. And, you know, it says to do 1 cycle. I don't know when this thing's gonna stop, but I'll kind of keep an eye on the time and see about how long this is gonna take. And I'll be right back. Whoops, guys, before I forget, I already plugged it. It wasn't really on yet. Half a cup of sugar. Duh. You need that good sweetness in there, so let's add that half a cup of sugar. And it is really sweet. You do want to add quite a bit of sugar. I might have done half a cup, but that's good enough. Sorry about that. So let's plug that back in. Oh, the cinnamon smells good already. All right, and it's already down on cook, and now I'll let it go. Okay, guys, it's been about 25 minutes. It turned off complete. It didn't even say warm, and then I could hear it working, and nothing ever steamed out the top, though, so let's see what this looks like. It shouldn't be cooked all the way through. That's the thing. You want to have still a good amount of liquid. So I can see it's kind of puffy up here. Let me see what's going on. Let me get a spoon. I don't know if... excuse me, sorry. Yeah, these are just hard grains. I do not see it this... They're getting a little bit softer, but it's not quite ready. So let me try and see if I can do another round. Tastes good. Very sweet. But let me cover this up again. I think this might be a lot of liquid, but that shouldn't matter. So I have it on cook again. I'm going to give it another cycle, I guess, maybe, and see what happens. Okay, so I came into the kitchen because I could smell the rice really well. It smells awesome, but look what I found. So it might have been a little too much for this specific rice cooker. I'm going to just wipe that away. Oh, some more can come out. I'm going to clean up around here, and I'm kind of afraid to open it at this point. We don't want all the water to go away, but we also want the rice to cook, so it's only been about 7 minutes since I last showed you guys when it was still kind of like not quite there. I'm probably just gonna let it do its mess because it's already here anyway. And then now we know it requires less stuff because I was wondering about that myself anyway. Ooh. Okay, I'm gonna let it go for like another 5 minutes. I'll be right back. Okay, so I cleaned off one more time and it hasn't been spurting out anymore. So it probably had maybe half a cup too much water is what it looks like, but it also bubbles up the whole thing. I am going to turn it off, okay? And I'm gonna let it sit for about 5 minutes before I open it. just in case, to let that liquid kind of stop spurting so much. Okay, and so I'll just let it sit here and I'll be right back. So I cleaned up around here and it's still kind of making noise, but I can hear that it's not as vigorous. I'm gonna pick this straight up because I have no idea what I'm gonna see right now. Ooh, this is a little messy. That actually looks pretty good. I'll use their little, oh my gosh, that is probably perfect. This is how I would eat it, maybe a little bit waterier, but let me try to taste this. Still a little chewy. I think what I'll do, since now that it's kind of collapsed a little bit, I'm probably gonna go ahead and put it back on to cook for another 5-6 minutes. And then we'll come back and check on it. Sorry, I never used this one, so we gotta try it out, guys. Close it up. Oh, you know what? I have to reset it, I think. Resetting it basically means unplugging it and plugging it back in. And right now it's on warm because the thing's up, but I'm gonna go and press it back down to cook. And I'll probably give it, like I said, 5 or 6 more minutes. Okay guys, so I set my alarm for 5 minutes and it turned off after 3. It went to warm. It will not let me cook it longer, but basically it was 2 cycles of cooking. Okay, so I'm gonna open this up. If you think about the timing, you know, from when I did it the second time, the third time. So it's basically 2 cycles of cooking. And I normally would like this to be a little moister. For myself, I would add probably more liquid, but I ran out of milk, so let's try it. Still a little bit al dente. I might add a little bit more water. Just let it keep going just for a few more minutes, and then we're gonna try something else, but let me do that. I'm gonna be right back. Okay guys, so I added probably about another 1.5 cups of just water and kind of mixed it through and put it back to cooking. It still only gave me like another 7 minutes, so it didn't take long for that to cook into this thing. So I'm gonna try to open this up again straight up. Okay, so that looks a little closer to what I would like. Like I said, I do like mine to have liquid. So this is literally a rice pudding recipe. Not quite Arroz con Leche, but that's why I put more liquid. And then you're supposed to add another cup of water anyway, or milk after this, but let me see. Okay, so now it's pretty soft. It took about 2.5 cycles to cook, but it's very yummy. So I like the proportions. I think I have to probably half the recipe for this cooker and it wouldn't spill out. I think you would have probably a little more success with it. But it's really good. So what I'll probably do next is just do rice with some like vegetables and things on top. Just something basic so you can see that it does cook rice well. And I think that's all we need to know about this thing, but maybe I'll do some more recipes later. But today, let me empty this out and get a little closer to lunchtime and I'll make some rice and veggies. You guys, I just have to show you, as I'm putting this away, I was like, wow, it's pretty brown down there. It made like a caramel. It's so good on the bottom. Of course, the rice on the bottom is always good, but oh my gosh, that's amazing. Okay, so this time I'm just gonna make rice, and I totally redid my setup here, and hopefully this is a little easier, but I'm just gonna use some sticky rice or botan rice. It's Arroz rice, basically short grain rice. And I say sticky because it usually can get a little bit sticky. You can use it for sushi and all that, but just real quickly, I just want to show you, like, this is what a normal rice cooker cup might look like, and this is this little guy. Okay, so what you normally do in a rice cooker is you add the rice, however many cups, and then you put water into the level that if you're doing 1 cup, 2 cups, 3 cups, 4 cups, and cups means this, doesn't mean cups of rice, like actual cups, like measuring cups, okay? It just, whatever this is. So I'm gonna do 2 cups because it seems like it makes a little bit. So 1, 2, and generally with this kind of rice, you also do less, it's like, I don't know if it's like a 1-to-1 ratio. Where did I put my little, oh, it's over here. I always like to kind of stick whatever directions or whatever, like if it's a flour bag, I'll put the flour on there and the expiration date. But you know, it just says if you're doing rice cooker, combine 1.5 cups of rice and 2 cups of water. So it's almost a 1-to-1 ratio, but just a little bit more water than that, okay? But it says if that doesn't work, just use what, you know, your rice cooker says. So I just put in 2 little cups of rice. I have some water here. I just measured it out because I wanted to see, but I would normally just take it to my faucet and add water. But you're going to add water until it gets to the 2 cup line. So 1 That was 1 cup of water, didn't quite get it there. And just a little more. Okay. If you want to rinse it out or do whatever you do, normally, whatever you like to do, go ahead. But this is supposed to be a little bit sticky, so you're going to leave it like this. And I'm just going to take this over and put it right in here. Okay. And then on top of that, we're going to make a little something else to go on top of that. Just want to show you this came out nice and clean. I had to wash it, obviously, because it had all that arroz con leche all over it. But good to go. It did not get inside the machine at all, so that's good. I'm just going to bring over a little pan. And I already cut up some carrots and some cabbage, and I think I'm going to put some little smokies over that. And normally I see people do this and then they just leave it like that, but I want flavor in this. So I'm going to, this is 1 carrot and like a little bit of cabbage. That's probably good. The cabbage obviously is going to reduce, but so I'm going to try to put as much of the carrot as I can. And I was curious to see where this touches this, you know, in the pan. So you have a bit of area, so it's not going to be a big deal if it sticks up a little bit. And I was just going to mix this in the pan, but I guess I'm just going to do it over here. So I'm just going to take some soy sauce just for some flavor. And like some, I just mean like some, like I don't even know, maybe a teaspoon or so. And a little bit of sesame oil, just like a few drops. And I'm going to take a little bit of sesame seed. Just something. It's really not going to make that big a difference, but it at least looks prettier too. Maybe some ginger, whatever you like, whatever flavors you like, I would take that. And I'm just going to pour it all over this. That's pretty concentrated, so hopefully the steam and stuff will help this kind of get in there. Gonna stick to me. And then I'm gonna take some little Smokies. I've never been able to open a little Smokies bag, how you're supposed to be able to pull it back, and it does not work. So, never has. Even my husband the other day, he's like, hey, I can't open this. Like, I think they do that on purpose to fool you. They're like, pull back here. It just does not work. And I'm just gonna take a few of these just to add something, because I don't have any fish or chicken that's defrosted or anything right now. I know, it seems funky, but I love little Smokies, so I don't care. I'll eat these at any time of the day. Blasphemy. All right. Let's just put like 5. Right? I don't know. We'll see. Ooh, bring this guy over again. And we're just gonna sit this on top. Maybe I'll sit it this way, because that way the steam doesn't come up my fingers when I go to open it later, possibly. Wash my hands. And we're gonna take our lid. Push down on that. I'm gonna plug it back in, and this should just cook, you know, because it's just rice. And so I'm gonna plug it in. Okay, I just plugged it in, the light came on, and it's already down. What's kind of funny is it depends on the amount of stuff that you put in your little pot. It'll push it down for you, because basically this lever has to do with like that little piece inside that goes up and down that cooks your food. So it's kind of interesting. So if you already start off, it'll push it down for you. So it's on. I will try to keep an eye on how long it takes for it to stay warm, and then we'll come back and see what our food looks like. Okay guys, I'm back at this angle because I want to serve it and do some other things, but it took about, I put my timer for 20 minutes and I walked away, and then it needed another 2 minutes. So it's probably about a 25-minute cycle by the time I went and did the timer and all that. So I just trying to keep an eye on this so you guys would know how long this is. It's probably 25 to 30 minutes. So this thing wants to pop open, so, oh, be careful. There's the little stuff, and the weenies, or I call them weenies. Smoky Joes are ready to go. I'm gonna put this over here to the side, because I don't really want to touch this. I'm sure it's hot. I'm gonna pick this up. Ooh, no, I better do it with this own towel, the same towel. So these new little electric lunch boxes, what the whole deal with them is that you can put your lunch in there and carry it to your work and cook it, right? So that's kind of fun. There's the rice. Hopefully you can see it still looks very wet. I'm gonna mix it around a little bit. Let me make sure and see that this is actually cooked through, because that would be good to know. It just looks too shiny to me. It's a little bit al dente. It does say on the instructions to leave it alone for 15 minutes after it's done cooking. Not because they want you to keep cooking, but supposedly so that it stays, so it doesn't burn you. So what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to cover this up again and leave it alone for the 15 minutes. And maybe you could leave all the food in there, but I don't want everything to keep heating up. So I'm going to cover this and leave it on this warm function for at least 10 minutes, let's say. And I'll be right back. Okay, so I did put the little food tray back in because I thought, well, maybe I might as well do that. I don't know. So I'll open that back up. And that's what we had already seen there. I'm sorry, I'm trying to take a picture for a review on Amazon. In case I review this. It's not super duper hot, but I'll still take it out with this. I made nice juice in there because of that sauce and everything that we put together. All right, let's try it again. Okay, now it looks a little better. Okay, yeah, we're good. So that's all it needs. I guess you should just leave it alone. It says, you know, to not burn yourself, but I think they mean to let it finish cooking. Oh, the other thing, when I showed you the rice pudding, it made a lot of rice. So I mean, obviously it's 1 cup of rice. It's not going to make it into like 6 cups, but like it was still a pretty good amount. So I'm not going to measure this obviously, but it's pretty good. This is my own paddle that I've had for a long time. And then I guess I could just eat these things on the side, but I kind of want to put them on top so you can... Oh, they look so pretty already by themselves, but that's okay. So let's plate this up. And of course these are nice and hot, ready to go. Place them over to the side a little bit. And we can put all our veggies, and I'll probably just pour it because I do like that juice. Well, you know what, it's kind of a lot. Sorry, I don't know if you can see what I'm doing here. Let's serve it up with this first, and then we'll see how much of the liquid we want to put on here. Let's say it's not that hot. I'm holding it with my hand. The little pan cools off pretty quickly. Sorry, this video is probably going to be super long. So, okay, as far as the rice function, it does great. Like I said, it does about 25-30 minutes cycle. I'll put a little bit of this juice in here. And I'm assuming it's going to be pretty good. Oh, you know, I should make it pretty with some sesame seed on top here, but let's see. Yeah, can you hear that? Still a little bit crunchy. When it's cabbage, has a great flavor. The carrots are a little softer than I would like, but that's okay too. And these things are heated all the way through, so no problem. So thanks for watching. Maybe I'll have some more recipes for you guys. Like I said, I have more coming in, so hopefully I can review them as they come through. I'm gonna unplug that. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye now.